Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tori if you are new here, and today I'm going to take you throughout our garden and our little backyard homestead to just clue you in on what our plans are for the summer, for the fall, and what we plan on doing back there in terms of self-sufficiency. So I talk a lot about that on the channel, and I try and show you examples. I'm a visual learner myself, and that is what this platform is for. So we have had some questions. Why are you doing a garden if you are moving? And I think there is a lot of validity to those questions, but I don't have a straight answer for you. But I will say this: gardening is great for our mental health. It keeps us busy. I thrive in the busy. I know it may seem chaotic to some, but it works for us. And we like to garden to grow our own food for a rainy day. So we don't know what's going to happen between now and our move. And I feel like keeping us in the routine of the seasons that we have done in the past will be some sort of stability during this chaotic time for the children. So having that garden will be a nice peace of mind, and it is beautiful. I do not think this property will sell as well without that garden either. So as a creative visual person, I really feel like having this garden is important, but the number one thing is the budget. So I'm going to clue you in on some budget hacks today on how to save in your own home. So if you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Tori. I make preparedness and self-sufficiency videos on a budget, and we try and do it with a positive mindset. So if you like that kind of thing, definitely hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let's get right into our little tour of the garden and what we plan on doing. But first, I want to talk about seeds. Seeds are important to have in a garden scenario. I always suggest getting non-GMO heirloom seeds, and you can find them at a lot of places for free. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But my favorite place that I get them from, I will link it in the description box down below. It comes with a seed bank of over 3,000 medicinal seeds, and then a book with recipes and tips and tricks to grow those seeds. So it is under $50. It's an incredible value. And the greatest thing is that they are heirloom. They are non-GMO. So yes, you can save those seeds for another season, for another harvest. It's the gift that keeps giving. I absolutely love that I found this fabulous deal, and I love that I can share it with you. So make sure you check out the description box. I know a lot of you have bought those seeds, so if you have, that'd be great if you would comment down below a little heart or something, because I think they have a great germination rate, probably the best that I've ever seen, and it's a fantastic book. So I learned so much from that book. Make sure you check out my Amazon storefront as well. That has all of my books that I love about gardening just linked there, but I encourage everybody, before you go to Amazon, to check your local yard sales, check your thrift stores, and check your libraries, because there is so much information out there for you that is free. But if you want your own brand new copy, you can always look on Amazon or whatever store that you shop at. I did want to talk about free seeds and where I got some this year. I had to look far and wide, and I actually had to buy a library card for one place just because we didn't live in that town. The library card was $2.50, so technically the seeds were not free, but local libraries typically have seed banks, and if they don't, ask if you can start a program. There are so many master gardeners out there that want to share information, so they could even run the seed bank, or they could just come in and chat about some tips and tricks on how to grow in the local area you are at. And while you are there, because this is preparedness, I want you to check for local maps, roadways, waterways, different soil samples, things like that, things that you can keep in your prepper pantry for a rainy day, because I think having those items are so important, and a lot of us don't know our local areas. And another thing I did want to talk about was ways to amend your soil in case you have any problems in that area. Last year and the year before, I noticed a lot of soil issues with master gardeners out there, and then in my own backyard. So I think it can be blamed on a number of things. I'm not going to get into it in this video, but I do think it's intentional. And it also leads us to water, finding a good source of water to keep that garden going. So a lot of people say that it's cheaper to grow your own food, and it's debatable. I feel like there are systems out there to keep your garden growing, keep it sustainable, but a lot of us don't have the knowledge. So if you have any of those tips or tricks, definitely drop them down in the comments below. So my new tip in the last couple of years is that we used a lot of our chicken bedding for fertilizer, and then we used our duck pond water to water our garden, and it's just incredible for the plants. So if you have anything like that, definitely utilize what you can in your chicken coop. I will say chickens tend to pick up my garden, but ducks don't. They are thriving in the garden. So we let them out just to hang out and poop around in there, but we have really been enjoying them. So I'm going to flip you around, get you turned back into earlier today when we did a lot of this work in the garden. Okay, today on the agenda is brainstorming this situation. This is the outdoor rose, obviously some dead stuff, but I was suggesting to Lee that we start I don't know, some sort of arch here so the roses cascade over and create a trellis so you walk through the roses. But I feel like if I keep them maintained, that would be a super pretty addition to this little pathway, because I've told you before, this is one of my favorite parts about our, I guess, walk into the back garden. I love that the horseshoe's here, but we have taken also, forget the roses for a second, we have taken some of the window trim that came off of here, and I think I'm gonna just make garden boxes out of it, just sand this off of here and go from there. The paint isn't old enough to have any lead leak through the soil, and I don't really feel like buying more wood, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do with that. That is the plan. I'm not sure if we will get that done today, but here's the side of the house. We got to where we can't reach anymore. No, we don't have a ladder, so we're working on that. See how it goes. Absolutely beautiful. As you can see, our side of the tree has died. It is on our property, and you know, we're not really sure what to do about that, but we'll figure it out. And then from last week's video, the other day's video, sorry, that is the window that this bird keeps running into. So hopefully she stops doing that, because Millie's trying to sleep, but that is the goal. So if you can imagine it, the trellis will be right there. So have the roses cascade over. I don't think we'll get the full effect this season, but the new owners can, and it will just be a nice little side gate. So let me know what you think. Have you ever done carpet roses trellising? I think they really creep well, so I think the carpet roses are the best variety for it, but let me know your thoughts. And these bloom pink. I think it would be prettier if they were red, but I'm not going to be picky. Pink is fine. All right, here are the garden tour / plans that no one asked for, but I feel like I should document it because there's a lot we can do. I have some doves watching me here, but it's not too different from last year. We're going to keep these 2 beds. I thought about redoing this, but honestly, it worked and it's fine. My husband's bed, here's a great example of us. Here is my husband's bed. If you did not know, he went to art school with me. That's where we met. So he is definitely more particular. So here's his and here is mine. Do they both grow food? Absolutely, but one does look better than the other. So he is going to trust me here to build another box. But over here, I built this out of scrap wood. I know it can be taller, but you know, it grew food once again, so we're good. And then here is the shutter situation. These were on the house. We took them off. We were going to paint them, but we decided to go with the trim instead to stay current and updated with the market, since we're all about that right now. But I'm going to screw that together. Irises are coming in, roses are good to go, and then I'm thinking if I can make one box right here, just long and skinny, I'm gonna have it this way, I can make a second box right here, and then this can be our trellis. So just imagine, let me back it up here, just imagine cattle paneling in between the 2 boxes. That way, this is how I envision it. When I'm walking through here, walking through, and then I can walk through another trellis to get to the roses that will also cascade. That's my idea. I really thought that I would want it to be like this trellising, so we might even have a trellis that goes over here, a garden arch, if you don't know what I'm talking about. With cattle paneling, you can buy the fancy ones if you want, but cattle paneling is cost effective. So one that goes over here, then one that goes to this box, one that goes to that box, and one that goes to that box. If you didn't know, we just don't have a lot of space, so we like to vertical garden when we can. And last year, I had the squash over there, and I made the Florida weave method for trellising, but it just got too heavy because my pumpkins were doing so awesome. So that is the goal, just getting this done. And then we did look at trees, and we think we are going to put 2 locust trees in between here, and then cut this down and make these stumps into some lights. I don't know, put a little garden light in there. I really don't feel like we need to rip it out. It's just fine. That tree is dead, kind of, so we're not really sure what to do with that because we don't really utilize this area that much. That shed is completely vacant, and looking back, it could have been a great chicken house, but it's hard to move without taking it apart. So yes, long-winded little garden section, but I'm not sure what I'm going to put here. Perhaps it will be an extension of the herb garden. I have my chamomile over here, and then something right here. Not sure what, but this is a dead lilac, and it just didn't fare well in this sandy dirt that we have. But yeah, same situation there, like I was saying with the herbs. And then here, I'm going to do something different. I may be thinking about making this my tomato garden. That way I can cover it when I need to, but it just gets so warm out here and they die pretty fast. So right here will be my zucchinis and things like that. The grow bags will be dedicated to the potatoes, and then here will be my medicinals. So I have calendula planned for there, nasturtium, valerian, some CBD, some autoflowers, just a bunch of, I guess, smaller to the ground plants that can cascade out if they need to. But I have this maroon nasturtium that I think will look really beautiful. And then over there will probably just be carrots maybe, or some basil. I usually companion plant, and that reminds me, I'm supposed to be researching for my mom here what companion plants will be good for an herb garden. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. There are some things that back here that need to get rid of, that we need to get rid of. And then the kids cut the coneflower echinacea down. I'm not sure if that was the right move, but it usually comes back up. So I'm going to cut these 2 down, and the 3rd, and then my snapdragons will come through here. Can you tell? I'm a little flustered. I feel like nap time is a hustle for me. I just do my best to get as much done within that hour if she sleeps that long. So fingers crossed. Let's build this garden box. I just need to find some long screws, and I need my screwdriver. And I think I did show you guys last time the chickens got to this mullion, which I didn't know what it was for the longest time. I kept calling it lamb's ear, and then I'm like, no, this is huge. This is mullion. So very excited about that. Mullion has incredible benefits when it comes to congestion and things like that. So hopefully that changed the attitude of our head hen Dolly, who has been quite the jerk lately. And then I think that's it. I have chives coming through here. I have a Delilah eating pancakes, and then these prickers here are actually thistle, so they will be beautiful. You just wait. They have a purple flower to them, and then of course my yarrow. I think that's it, and some other trash we need to take out. Okay, gonna stop talking. Let's build this box. Woo! All right, here's the situation. I just take a screwdriver like this with this bit. I don't even know. Someone is going to correct me in the comments. That's fine. I am not good with building, but then I take a long screw and go here, here, and here. That's how I build my garden boxes. So super easy. Shouldn't take me too long, but we shall see. So wish me luck. Okay, I feel like these smaller scrolls, the 8x2s, will work better. Some of them, no, not that one, the 8x2. I feel like the longer ones are just too long. That's really all I need here. So I went to grab for these and realized that they were bullets. We don't need any ammo today. Oh yeah, much smoother with the 8x2s, but I'm just gonna leave the long screw. I don't really care about that. I just don't want to split it. Okay, we have one more panel. Feeling pretty accomplished, you know, might need a beer or something. Just kidding, kind of, but you know how that goes with men after their woodworking. Not all men, I'm just kidding around, but such a beautiful day for it. I'll stick with my happy juice or kombucha. Oh goodness. Pull it out. This is very, I wouldn't say it's easy, but I encourage you to look outside the box. Look on Facebook ads, Facebook free, and find what you can make. You can make so many different things for the garden out of free junk that no one wants. So make sure you just give it a good cleanup and go from there. And when in doubt with the paint, you can do the lead test with the paint, kind of like I did with my crock pot. It's a different type of test, but it's pretty cool. So, you know, the lead in paint, I hear it's still there every now and again, but it was a big thing. So you don't want that leaching into your food. Oh goodness, I better not have ran out of battery. There we go. Wow, it is late and rainy, but the moon, I tried to show it. Oh, look at that. Come on, that is gorgeous. But we're here for the garden box, so I have to put my flash on. Hold on. Okay, so I will show you in the light eventually, but this is what we came up with. It's sitting this way because my husband and I, of course, have debated on whether it should be that way. In his mind, it should look uniformed with the garden boxes, and I get that. I totally get how that looks nicer, but I feel like without the plants here, we can't see the trellis. So the goal is to have that trellis, but I think it looks great. We're going to put some mulch and some pavers in here, but I am proud of myself in this garden box. I mean, I really only had to screw things together, so it's not that hard, but garden boxes and how they can be free. These were all free for us except for that one, and these were cedar fence posts that someone was going to use on their fence. It was free in the alleyway here, so we used that, and they were all mismatched and hodgepodge, so we did our best. Well, I did my best to get that together. And then my husband grabbed pallets that were free, and we just found them on Facebook Marketplace, but you can find free pallets just about anywhere if you just haul them, and he pulled them apart and sanded them down and made them look very nice. It took him quite a bit of time, and this is a very large garden box when it comes to height, but I think he did a great job, and pallets, like I said, are typically free, so all you have to do is pull them apart. That was probably the hardest part, just a fair warning there. So I think it's looking great. We are going to have some other things along the fenceway here, but I wanted to show you the full finished product. Of course, it will look better in the light. One more time for that moon, because holy cow, it is beautiful. I love a clear sky. I'm a sucker for it. It's gonna be nice in the summer. Alrighty, my friends, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope this inspired you. I hope this motivated you to get going in the garden. Even if you live in an apartment, I suggest looking into some local gardens that you can contribute to, or even just using potted gardens around your dwelling, or maybe even finding some sort of hydroponic system that will work in a small space. I feel like we learned so much in the comments down below. So if you have any tips and tricks for new gardeners, I think it will be so encouraging for those of us that have just not had the chance to start. Don't forget to check out your local libraries. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Bye, everyone.
On the road, headed back to New Orleans, driving in the country past store.